Well, I think, this has been something that's been on the top of the agenda here in North Sultan. Various different countries, of course, headed by the guarantor states. You're looking at Iran, Russia and Turkey here that are guaranteeing for both sides of the Syrian divide. This is the 13th round of talks here. So obviously it's important in the sense that they keep coming back to the talks in the Kazakh capital, trying to move towards some kind of solution, some kind of peace deal, some kind of future for Syria. But the reality is it's a very difficult situation to resolve. You've got very entrenched positions on both sides. And of course, even at this stage of the conflict, when you hear, for example, the regime side talking, they really don't seem to be referring to the opposition even as a party in this. They see them as puppets. And so, yes, I think everyone accepts that civilian deaths are terrible, but no one really wants to accept responsibility for who's actually behind those civilian deaths.
So looking at the picture, we don't actually know much of the details of the ceasefire, but can this round of Astana be termed a success then, or where does it go from here?
Well, look, the ceasefire is quite confusing because obviously when the opposition came, this was the most important thing they were emphasizing. They were talking about coming to North Sultan purely to get some kind of deal that would end the violence in Idlib. Now, it wasn't a surprise, therefore, that after a long day of meetings on Thursday, that we then heard the regime announce that, they were offering some kind of ceasefire deal. We now have heard that the opposition have said that they are willing to also back a ceasefire deal, but this is where the confusion arises, because you've got two interpretations of what this ceasefire is about, because this all relates back to Sochi and the Sochi Agreement in 2018, September 2018, which specified or talked about a buffer zone area around Idlib that would essentially be free of fighters. It would be free of heavy and medium weapons. For example, the opposition would be handing over free medium and heavy weapons. But what we have seen now is the opposition saying, well, they adhered to that initially, and the regime was the one that started the airstrikes. So they're saying that they're not going to accept any more conditions from the regime. They want the regime to stop the airstrikes first and foremost, and then they can talk about other things. So like I say, it's at least a positive that they seem to have at least, both agreed to some sort of ceasefire deal, but the fact that they can't actually agree on the details indicates that it wouldn't be a surprise if this ceasefire would break down.
Abu Bakr al-Shamahi, live from Nur Sultan, thank you very much.